Hey everyone, Alex here. Worked in the laser industry a long time, along with many other product categories. I review, educate, and do many different things. So if you need any guidance after this review, just direct email me, and below in the description of the video you'll see my email. So somebody asked me to review this laser, and I'm just actually going to review the handpieces, because a lot of the concepts that Lightforce teaches or educates on with regards to the quote advantages of their unique designs to their handpieces, I disagree with those concepts as they are taught. I don't think they are based in any actual science and not substantiated either. So I will just kind of cover a brief review here. If you want any deeper dive or any recommendations on alternatives, let me know. Overall, I do like the construction quality of the device. They do build a good quality laser in terms of that aspect of things, component grade, and that is also something very important when you're investing in a laser and you're investing a lot of money. The other piece is, of course, the efficacy, right? The actual results. So first thing right off the bat is Lightforce goes to a maximum of 40 watts. Okay, there are some advantages depending on the situation, and we can go over that. If you do reach out, I can help you figure that out, to where you might want to go to a higher power level, maybe 45 watts, 50 watts, 60 watts. Currently, the highest power, there's two manufacturers out there that make for a couple different brands that are pretty well known, and they go up to 60 watts. Okay. If you want to get a device that treats a larger surface area and has a greater depth of penetration, a greater speed at which you can do treatments, technically 60 watts will get you there faster. Okay, more power going through the handpiece allows you to move faster. More power, photon density, allows you to have greater depth of penetration. Okay, so can a 60 watt laser do things a little differently on a tissue level than 40 watts? What do you think the answer to that is? Yes, 60 watts, okay? So their claim here is faster treatments, deeper structures, larger areas. Okay, so as I already told you, though, technically, 45, 50 watts, 56 watts, whatever, 60 watts, is going to actually be faster treatments and deeper structures, technically, when you get into the actual science of photobiomodulation, okay? One thing they're known for is some of their handpieces have rolling balls on the end. I know that it is a very nice, smooth, nice way to deliver. It's fun, it's interesting, it's cool, it feels good. But when I review, just in a second here, the handpieces, I believe there is a diminishment in the efficacy using the ball, okay, versus just a lens. Like this is a lens, okay? Now I also just want to point something out to you, okay? This concept of having a laser at a distance from the surface of the body, this is not how you ideally, optimally would administer laser therapy, okay? If you have even an inch, this is old studies, if you have even an inch away from the body with a high-powered laser, you could see as much as a 50% reduction in the amount of deliverable power and depth of penetration. So this is definitely not how to administer light therapy if you're trying to get the best outcomes possible with depth of penetration especially, okay? So I just want to show that this is not a very good educational picture. Now, if they are training you to paint on the body this way, that would be not good training. I don't know how they're training and if they're teaching that, but I just want you to know that's not what you should be doing. You should be pushing the probe head into the tissues, into the body, okay? Do you need something that says recommended speed, speed too fast, or speed too slow? It's gimmicky. No, you don't need it. Moving on. Okay, all right. It is definitely a very nice fiber optic piece on the edge. It is very thick. I do like it. All right, now we get into the probe heads. First thing, and I'm going to run through this very quickly. If you have more questions, just reach back. If you send a laser through the end piece here, okay, coming through the diode, coming through the fiber optic, entering here, the lens. Once you send that laser, so technically look up the acronym of what a laser is. Okay, it's a coherent beam of photons. Once it's coming through here and then going through a rolling pin, okay, while the rolling pin may feel good on the body, what is coming out the other side energy-wise is no longer a laser. So technically, if you are running the laser through this handpiece, coming at the other end, no longer a laser, you're no longer doing laser therapy. Do you understand how that works? Okay, so look up what a laser is in terms of that coherent beam, and then realize that this is not laser therapy. So what kind of therapeutic outcomes will this give you? You know, can you look to studies and then find those specs that were used in the studies and try to recreate those benefits in laser therapy photobiomodulation studies with something like this? No, you cannot. Okay, because something like this has never been used. It's a rolling pin. It's not a laser. Does that make sense? So prior this attachment, it is a laser. After, it's not a laser anymore. Are you doing light therapy with this device? Yes, technically, yes, you are. Okay, is there probably some efficacy to it? I'm sure there is, but we don't really know what. Okay, that it's just a gray area, basically. So if you want a totally gray area, that's light therapy, not laser therapy, then this would be the accessory for you. The cone. So if the laser light, let's say, is outputted down here and there's a couple inches before the body, okay, before the body surface area, okay, that it's coming into contact with, that distance could have the amount of deliverable power anywhere from probably 50 to 75%. So you just have to subtract 50 to 75% off of 40 watts in this example. Why would you diminish the power of your laser like that? Makes no sense. You want the lens, okay, of the probe head, ideally with a laser, to be right on top of the tissue, pushed right into the tissue, okay? You don't want to glide it and paint it over the surface even an inch away. We already have studies, okay, done a long time ago, that show, again, the big reflection off the skin, just how much power loss, deliverables, when you're a distance from the body. This is a forced distance from the body, okay, with this probe head, okay? You can't get any closer, obviously, right? Because there's a gap in here, empty space, okay? So will this improve efficacy? No, okay. You know, if this does somehow magically improve efficacy, you can just simply ask for all of the amazing studies, right, that would back up those claims, okay, which don't exist. So the probe, these are using the magic crystal balls, okay, you got a large one, you got a small one. Once again, you have a laser, you have a coherent beam running through crystal ball. What's coming out the other end of that? Is it a coherent beam, semiconducting diode that goes in through a normal convex lens with certain properties? No, it's a laser ball that rolls. Okay, so are you doing laser therapy, technically, as far as what comes at the other end of that? No, you are not. You're doing it's laser therapy up until this point, and then after that, it's now light therapy. Does it make sense? Okay. Does this have efficacy? Probably. Getting some infrared energy into the body, I have no doubt. There's probably some efficacy with it. People get results. But by doing a crystal ball, okay, by altering the laser beam in this way versus a traditional lens probe head, okay, that other companies might be using and that have been used in studies, do we know how much this is altering the efficacy or the therapeutic outcomes? We have no idea. Total gray area on what these heads are doing, okay? So if you want to actually follow studies and try to recreate certain results and things like that, I just wouldn't necessarily recommend that you use crystal balls, okay? I would recommend that you stick with the flat window, okay? Like that. So out of all of these accessory attachments, the flat window with a smaller diameter as well is the best, okay? Now the larger cones, as talked about in part 2 of my video, which you can see on my channel, you know, their claim is that it's distributing a larger power, or sorry, it's covering a larger surface area of the body. That is true. It's covering a larger surface area with light energy, okay, with the laser. However, because it's a distance and it's now a larger lens, it's diffusing the beam over a larger diameter, area, circumference, you have less power, less intensity on the surface of the skin on the body versus a smaller diameter that's concentrating the beam, okay? So this will actually alter and change your depth of penetration. It will not allow you to cover more surface area in a shorter period of time. That is not true, because you're diminishing, okay, because you're widening the beam versus concentrating the beam. So when you're concentrating the beam, you're moving this faster, at a faster rate across the tissue. Remember, you're pushing into the body, versus this covering, quote, a larger area, but you're going slower. For better depth of penetration, you want smaller, okay? And you're moving it at a faster pace. So is this saving you any time? No, it's not saving you any time, okay? And that was established and figured out 15 plus years ago. Thor Laser, which is a class 3, I think 3B, 3, it depends on the probe head. With that company, a long time ago, they tried to make similar claims about when they started to offer like larger probe heads, you know, that it would cover more time, you know, it'd save you time. But based on what I just explained to you, you don't save time. You move this at a faster pace if it's a smaller diameter, more concentrated, okay? If you have any questions about this, and in part 2, I do, I'm a little redundant, but I kind of just break down and I cover what they claim or what they say in this video. But if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments, and you're also welcome to email me anytime.